Hello, everyone. Welcome to fucking Saturday, January 24th, 2015. I'm seeing a show on your internet today, and I'm right now recording through my laptop, like I used to, or whenever I want to. But I have a special guest today because, we kind of watched this thing together. It's already in the title and thumbnail, so you might have clicked it for that. But hey, introduce yourself.
Ow. That kind of hurt.
Ow.
Okay, that's kind of loud.
I hate you.
What, I like sinning.
I know you like sinning. Do I even have to say who the fuck you are then?
I usually don't, because usually in my freaking. Usually in my goddamn. Like everything we do on Sovereign, I just say whatever the fucking. Just don't say my name.
Oh yeah, on
On
Sovereign.
Well, what, you want me to be formal everywhere else but Sovereign?
Sure. I hate you. It's XX Dragon Ball Z X4X. That's who it is. DBZ.
Yeah, my chicken.
So for the last like 3 days or something, which I'd already talked in 2 vlogs, which today will probably be like the final one for the actual show. We watched Sword Art Online 2. All 24 episodes of it. Day 1 we watched like at least 1 to 5. Day 2 we watched like 6 to 9. Day 3 is the one we just like marathoned the whole thing and we just finished it.
Yeah, we did.
So,
like, we finished.
we
Like, we had one episode left before Connor got on Skype. He was like,
Yeah.
"Well, yeah." We told him, was like, "Well, I already watched that, guys."
I know. Fuck. So, sorry. So we watched from episode 10 to 24. So we watched 14 episodes in one day.
That's Sword Online.
That's Sword Art Online for you. So, alright, so we're going to talk about it and review it right now. So,
Yeah, vlog/review because we're too lazy to actually do it professionally.
yeah,
Nico.
vlog/review. Alright, so if you don't already know, Sword Art Online is one of my favorite animes of all time, so I really was excited when I watched the second one. Just this time, I didn't know I was going to watch it with DBZ the whole way.
Because you're like, we're done with some Drake and Josh and Sailor Moon Crystal.
They already know about it from a vlog or two back because I already talked about Hulu Plus and Sailor Moon and all that stuff. So it's not even up on YouTube yet. I think the one that just went up yesterday was, or I should say today, is the Handsome Jack Club Nintendo thing. So,
Yeah.
so basically, how do we start off? So basically, yeah, it's continuing from Sword Art Online, the original. From Kito still having problems, getting over the whole you're a survivor from SAO and, all that stuff. And his sponsor that prevents paparazzis and stuff to get to him is like, hey, there's this specific player called Death Gun in another virtual reality MMO called Gun Gale Online that is somehow doing the exact same things that happen in Sword Art Online, which is killing players within the game and they die in real life.
Which we'll get to how that works out, even though it's not like Sword Online where, okay, they just get damaged or whatever the fuck. Like,
Yeah.
they don't die in the game, like, it happens in a weird way, which we'll explain later.
Yeah. So, basically, it's starting off like telling you exactly what's going to go on, which you kind of already probably got the idea from, but, Kito's like trying to explain to his friends/girlfriend and shit. They're like, hey, I have to be going away for a while and be on Elfheim Online for a while. Because that's like their personal hangout place is on Elfheim Online.
Yeah.
And basically, yeah, they're like, yeah, okay, cool, where you going? And then like, oh, I can't say, it's probably just a sponsor thing, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, that kind of part's kind of boring, but it's going to get into the more exciting parts. But once we finally started learning about Gun Gale, because he had a whole episode introducing this new character, which is this fucker's fucking favorite, is, tell us in the comments if we pronounce it correctly or not, whatever, Sinin.
Which her actual full name is Shino Asada in the real world.
Yeah. She's a sniper in Gun Gale Online, and apparently she's one of the best players on Gun Gale Online, which she's also one of the only girl players on Gun Gale Online.
Which is funny because she is the best with a gun sniper, yet when she sees a gun in real life because of a traumatizing experience as a child where she accidentally killed a man that was threatening to rob a bank, she like got sent away or whatever the fuck happened. I think it's like, oh, you're gonna go to the school like away and live on your own because and every time she sees a gun now, she either has a heart attack or nearly one or just vomits a lot.
Yeah,
all because of that traumatizing experience of killing a guy.
Yeah. Wouldn't you be traumatized if you killed a guy at that age?
Well, if I didn't have to actually look at him, I'd probably try to forget about it.
But that was the totally complete experience of Kirito, which we'll get into in a while, of, you know, his situation with actually killing people. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So... Anyways, so Kirito has to transfer all his information, I guess you could say.
Is his own data.
His own data. He had to convert it to Gun Gale Online because all the weird events is going on Gun Gale Online. So he had to go to a secure place to dive in. That's what they call it, to get into online. Dive in to Gun Gale Online. So he went back to the exact same hospital in the exact same room to go into the exact same nurse to go into Gun Gale Online.
Let's hope his youthfulness didn't get the best of him.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, he was all like, you know, attached up and stuff. See his heart rate and his fever and all that stuff, which is cool because they didn't do that in the original because, of course, well, he was just in his house and whatever. I'm not gonna say too many things about the original because this motherfucker's watching the original. He's on like 6 now.
Well, yeah, because I'm probably gonna finish in the next 2 days.
So I'm not gonna try to say I'm not gonna say really any spoiler related things. But if I really have to, and it's a part of the anime, I would have to about this review. But whatever.
I don't care.
Okay, so you know he logs into Gun Gale Online, which is called GGO for short. Which I'm not gonna say Gun Gale because it doesn't sound great to me as GGO. Cause when I say GGO, I think of 3DO. I don't know why.
The 3DO with plumbers to wear ties. Yeah.
Yeah. So he jumps in, and he automatically noticed everybody.
Like
yeah. Well, he didn't notice that yet. He automatically noticed the whole place looked all factory made, oily place. You know, he's used to all the landscaping kind of beautiful areas, and then you get into that game, it's all depressing. It's like,
yeah.
So he didn't realize he looked like a girl until one of the players, you know, kind of told him.
Like trying to hit on him. It's like, oh, let me have that shit. I'll buy it off you. It's like a rare item.
And it was weird. It was weird. I don't know. It was weird to me. But they explain in the anime, not too well, but in a way they do, why it looks like a girl. What the fuck are you watching?
Like this anime, like this website. Sometimes I do watch. Like this fucking thing decides to pop up with random ads. Right, it's just playing that stupid same ad over again. It's like, oh, kids won't be excited when they clean their teeth like this. I'm like, I don't fucking care. Let me watch my anime without interrupting me.
So, eventually, in the same episode, he finds the girl that we just talked about a while ago, Sinnen, and how she's an awesome sniper and she can do things with her, and she's like, hey, look, another girl, even though he's not a girl, which I think they explain in the next episode he's not a girl. Yeah, so you're like, hey, this is how you play Gun Gale Online, because he's a noob, of course, you know, he doesn't know anything other than those guns. So, you know, he has to figure out what gun is better for him and all that stuff. But realistically, he doesn't want a gun. He wants a sword. He gets a sword.
Except he doesn't have money. He has to play a stupid game with like no one could beat, and had like 300,000 in it, I think.
Yeah, Yeah, and the reason he was the only person that actually could beat it because his skill level for speed is over the skill level of usual players on Gunga Online. Plus, he's not the person that ducks and hides like everybody else in the game because, you know, realistically, if it's a gun game, you would duck and cover for, when you're getting shot at. To him, he's never really got shot at before, so he would just go full on in to get it, which he did. And everyone's like, "How the fuck did you do that?" You're like, blah blah. So that was cool and stuff. He gets like a shit ton of money, and with all that money, he had to go get a gun and whatever. But he didn't want a gun; he wanted a sword. And he's like, "What? There's a sword in Gun Game Online?" Which I don't remember what they said because there was, but there is. And he was happy about it. It's like a lightsaber, basically. So that's actually cool, but I don't know. Okay, so at that point on, they're like, yeah, teaching you how to play the game and stuff, and then he tells her about this tournament he has to enter, which happens to be the exact same tournament that she wants to enter too, which is called Bullets of Bullet.
BOB, pretty much for short.
Yep, Bullet of Bullets, and it's this annual tournament that's like really big, and only the best players can get in and stuff. And eventually he did go in, but before that, he was impressing everybody how he fought with a sword. Everybody was like, he's close combat, not shooting far away and shit, and that's like freaking everybody out, including Sinin, which she's like, yeah, fucking close combat, not far away. He has a handgun, but he never uses the damn thing.
Yeah.
But realistically, during the little parts of that time, they found out he's a guy because they found out the way that he's a guy. She was changing in the same room with him, but she was, really polite, didn't know that was a changing room. And he straight up told her that he's a guy. And, like, basically he showed her his information, saying male, Kirito, whatever.
I liked it.
Of course, I know you liked it. And, she was all like, creeped out and shit, embarrassed and whatever. But, whatever. So, at that part, she's like, yeah, I hate you. I fucking hate you. Don't talk to me. But then she's like, oh,
Teaches them
fine. I'll
about
just
some
help
tournament.
you.
Teaches them about some basic things, like you better not die before the finals.
Yeah, basically. Because, like, I'm going to kill you now in the game. She doesn't know he's actually playing for something else. And whatever. So they make it to the preliminary rounds, whichever one dies, it doesn't matter. They're just going to go to the actual game. And like, okay, cool. Which I forget who wins.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah, the preliminary round of Kito and
Sinin.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was like, I believe Kirito won because Sinin just logged out. And he's like, yo, I can't kill a girl. You mind offing you yourself off?
Oh, yeah. Something like that, yeah. Yeah, that's what happened. Yep. So, back in real life, and back in Elfheim, the girls are doing their own little quests with Klein, which is the only guy. And they're like, yeah, we noticed Kirito's not on Elfheim anymore for like fucking 2 days. He's off the friends list for some reason. And everybody's getting curious, like, where did he go? Because, like, is he playing another MMO? That's the only way possible that shows that's why he's not on my friends list anymore. So, his sister found out automatically because she fucking lives with him. And the other girls found out at a later point, they were Klein.
Mm-hmm.
And during the time, we're also learning about Sinin, which her real name is Asada. I know it's really close to Asuna, but just, get used to it. And telling about her life, she's just like every other teenager in the fucking show. They live by themselves for some reason.
Because Japan likes giving freedom to children. They're like, oh, you're in high school. You get to live on your own.
Yeah.
You don't know who pays bills, but fuck it.
Yeah, you don't know who pays your bills. You just live by your own. It's like, there you go. That'd be cool, though. she's still in high school and shit. Yeah, she's getting bullied. Uh, there's these three girls that bully her, threatens her with guns, and she freaks out. She has this friend guy at Shinkawa. We'll tell you guys more about him later on. And basically, just learning about her.
Hmm.
More about that incident really, but learning about her.
Yeah.
And that's really it. She's like, she's starting at that little parts in time. She's starting to fall for Kito, but not as much until later on, like every other girl apparently does. And that's kind of really what's going on in real life. And in Alfheim Online, they're like, we're just doing quests, wandering with Kito. That's really it. That's literally what's going on. Back to Gunga Online. After finally entering the preliminary rounds, they beating the preliminary rounds, they go into the actual main game. And the actual main game is where it started to get like really episode heavy on just the game. So we all know a little bit about Death Gun because I said about this player. So Death Gun is basically the main antagonist of the show that's killing the player somehow in real life and all that stuff. So officially the rule was that apparently if he shot you with this handgun, you will die in real life. But if he shot you with any other gun, you would not die in real life. Just with this handgun. So every player knew about him, but nobody knew who the fuck he was. Except for the ones that did actually see him shoot a stupid television screen, and then they all died anyways.
Except for Kirito, he knew exactly who he was and what he looked like because he asked him if he was the real deal. And he
Yeah.
was apparently part of Sword Online as a survivor because
He's a
apparently he didn't kill him, he sent him off to jail or prison or whatever the fuck you want to say.
yeah. The reason for that is because Kirito's not really a guy that likes to kill. Of course, we know that. More of a defender for his friends and shit. Protector, I should say, really.
So now entering the Bullet of Bullets tournament for the fourth one, it's this big, massive 30-player battle royale where everyone's on the same map, 10 wait, was it kilometers long?
1,000 kilometers long from each other. I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know how much kilometers in general.
that's just how it was a very big area. It had like the desert, the town, the forest, the water. You get the idea. Like it had all that stuff. It had 30 players, and the last one to survive would win.
Yep.
But before you had to do it, you had to enter in your personal information, which will very matter in about a few minutes when we talk about it. And Kirito was like, "Oh shit, I'm just gonna hit enter and not put in any personal information."
Which is a good thing because we'll tell you in a second. Oh yeah, I
So,
thought you were gonna continue. Okay.
so then after that, they all start fighting and killing. Then they then Sinnin's getting ready on the sniping position on the bridge against like this, I guess what do you call him, like a ninja
Well, actually, she was gonna
Pale
shoot.
Rider, I believe his name was.
Yeah, she was actually gonna shoot another guy that had a sniper, too, but he
And then,
died by the Pale Rider.
and then Kirito told him to stay there. He's like, okay, you can shoot him. Then all of a sudden, in the shadow, you see him get tranquilized, like with a stun gun. And it would happen to be Death Gun. And he did like a certain little cross thing. Did that, and they shot him in the head. And then instead of saying the player died, he just said, oh, he just disconnected.
Yep, we're just disconnected. But let's rewind a little bit. Now, reason why he asked if Kirito was a real deal. Yeah, we just said that he's from Sword Art Online. He's a survivor. But the reason why Kirito freaks out about him because he's part of this uh, assassination guild back from Sword Art Online called the Laughing Coffin. Laughing Coffin, we learned about like maybe 2 episodes in the original anime. Not too much of other than its assassination guild. But in this anime, they have a flashback which never happened in the actual original anime. That they had like fucking what was it like a battle going on, like to confront all the Laughing Coffin guild members to take him out or put him in prison, whatever, and to stop the killing because they never explained what time through that flashback or really they just kept showing that place. We're just okay. And, Gito's freaking out, wondering who the fuck he is this whole time. And it's a person we never never knew from the original. So it was bothering me too a lot. I couldn't think of a single character I could even think that was in that guild. From my perspective, watching the original anime, I couldn't think of a single person. I thought of one, but it was really unrealistically he would be there. But still, it was one.
Uh-huh.
But
And this gets to might as well get to the part where how they die. It's
what?
like basically Death Gun
What?
isn't just one. He's like one of
Is he?
multiple people. Like
He's probably losing connection. Okay, but
my Skype decides
like I said, it was realistically.
Joys of
Fuck, I hate trying to explain when DBZ loses connection right away.
We need to show you the crash on me.
Alright, let me try calling him. Let me try calling.
Man. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but you'll know what fuck I'm talking about.
Alright, so you're back. So, go on.
Well, basically, as I was trying to say, Death Gun is not just one. He's one of multiple people. And when he hits, and what he always does before he kills someone, he like tranquilizes them. Then he stands over them with the death gun and shoots them. The tranquilizer is a cue because Death Gun uses like this cloaking device and binoculars to check on everybody's personal data. They don't just know where they live, and they usually live alone in like apartments that don't have like really that much good security. So when he hits him with a tranquilizer or stun bullet, there's a hologram of Death Gun in the room right there, and he ejects like this poison deal once you get shot by the Death Gun real in the game. So you get shot by a Death Gun, when you're stunned, you die in real life due to heart poisoning or heart failure, poison from a hospital.
Yeah, that was actually right on. So, basically, during the time...
And then Kirito was just sitting there, he's like, oh my god, let's see, both of us need to split up. Like, we need to stick together and try to take him out as soon as possible before he kills anyone else.
I think he's losing connection again.
Then they meet in the city, and then...
Let's hang up and answer the call again, fuck. Alright.
Mario, why? Mario.
Hold on, guys. I know, it's gonna get a little tedious.
Mario.
Come on.
One thing I'm gonna do, next time this crashes
Fuck, hang up, try and call again. Go.
Lose connection next time?
Come on. There you go. You're back.
Next time I lose connection on him, I'm gonna go straight back to my iPod.
Alright, so as continued.
So yeah, they meet. Let's see. They meet in the city together, trying to hunt down Death Gun. But Death Gun gets to sit in first, like shoots her with a stun bullet. And when she sees the gun, it happens to be the same gun she killed the bank robber with when she was like 5
I think you
years
just lost connection again, guys.
And she gets concerned. She's like,
God damn it.
okay, that's it.
I know it's really hard for you guys to not tell to know when he's losing connection. But
Because it seems
once I don't hear him talking, once he's actually talking,
so
he's lost
computer?
connection. So yeah, see, he
Why you
lost
gotta be
connection. I got it right now, so. Well, damn.
So, that's completely retarded.
And call again.
Great.
You have the worst connection right now.
You know, how about I'll just try and get my headphones in so you can call me on my phone because this thing's retarded.
Okay. Let's do that if you don't lose connection, but whatever.
One more time I lose connection, just call me immediately on my phone.
Alright. On my cell phone?
No.
Oh, okay. On Skype?
You'll call Skype regularly, but I'll answer on my phone.
Gotcha. Okay, what were you saying? God.
Cause let's see. The gun that she killed the robber with, that'd be the same gun Death Gun's wielding. Now she's wondering how the hell can that be? She gets hit with stun with like a tranquilizer, and she's like, oh god, I think I'm gonna die. But then out of nowhere comes Kirito shooting at him. And then he throws like a smoke grenade and picks up Sinin, moves away, and gets on like this vehicle motorcycle thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Death Gun like gets on this horse. He's like, "Yo, my nigga, I need to kill both of you." Yeah, this big epic chase. And then Sinin's too scared to pull the trigger because she sees that dead guy that she killed in the face of Death Gun. So she can't really pull the trigger, and so Kirito has to help her. And they have this long chase, and they shoot like this gas tank of a vehicle, and it explodes, killing the horse, but not Death Gun.
By accident.
Yeah. And then they hide in this cave, and then they talk more about
the whole, about life and their things. Like, Kirito's explaining to her, like, yeah, from Sword Art Online, this guy's a bad guy. And then she's like, yeah, in real life, I'm afraid of guns and stuff. And then other things, while they're starting to cuddle up to each other, and there is a live camera showing them.
Yeah, except that would have been funny if they actually showed like
The
Asana
girls.
watching it. It's
Yeah,
like,
which that was what me and DBZ was predicting. It's like, wonder if they're watching it. Like, we wonder right now. But then I guess they never really did because Asuna, at that part, she was starting to go to the hospital because she found out where he is. And I don't know what the other girls, I don't know what the hell they were doing, but I'm guessing they were watching, including Klein. But we don't know. Just at that point, we just really don't know what the fuck they're doing. But the guys, fuck guys, the Kyoto and Sinin, yeah, they're other than when they were talking and stuff for a long time. They finally started to get a strategy like, yeah, if we just do this and that, we can probably take down Death Gun.
mm-hmm.
So Kito's gonna go confront him in the desert, while Sinin is far away, gonna snipe him if possible. But they also know there's one more player out there that they have to kill because apparently there was like 30 players, and now there's only 4. Sorry, I'll watch for a second. And Sin automatically sees that 4th player chasing after Kirito, just walking in the desert, and
That
she
happens.
just straight up sniped him, and that was even hard.
Yeah, and
Just like,
apparently he was supposed to be like one of the best players in like the last few games.
yeah. So after finally doing that, Death Gun finally shows up by trying to snipe Kirito, which almost did. Shot his hair.
Yeah.
And I guess Sinin freaked out for a second. Like, oh, there he is. And then right when I think she sniped him once but missed, they tried sniping each other and killed each other's scope, so they couldn't actually snipe. So now Death Gun has to actually confront Kirito, combat style, to take each other out. Which apparently he has his own fucking sword that he actually made himself with gun metal.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
They were rumored to be part of like a space battleship or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, some space battleship thing. Which then Sinin was like, okay, I better try to get over there as fast as possible, which took actually forever. And Kirito and Death Gun was fighting it out. The most epic kind of battle. Well, mostly the epic battle in the anime, I guess you could really say. But after trying to fight, Kirito was actually losing, and then after realizing he's losing, he realizes who he was fighting, and because he knew who he was fighting, finally he said the name, which his name was Zaxa.
Yeah, Zaza, whatever.
Zaza,
it's like
XA, yeah. And then he started damn it, he knows who the fuck I am. And now he started slipping, and basically Sinin, she actually shot one more time and completely threw out his groove or something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Kirito went all out, knowing that open opportunity he could actually kill him, and he did. Well, not kill him, but you know what I mean. Get him down, kill him, and it was cool. It was really fucking awesome.
Slice him from the torso down.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. It was finally over, but the thing is that I think he should have done, and say with DBZ, he should have picked up his sword and claimed it as his own. That would have been fucking badass, but no.
And then once there's just 2 of them, they're like, so what the hell are we supposed to do?
Yeah, they're like, hey, thank you and stuff, and then realistically, oh, we still have to end the battle, and oh, so who wants to win? And Kito was more saying yeah, I think she should win. She's played this game longer than I have. She's more wanting to win. I just wanted to get him, knowing who he was, and stop the killing from the games and whatever. And she's like, no, it's cool. We're both win. And they're like, this is how we can do it. I have this grenade. We're gonna hold at each other, and then we kill ourselves.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it happens.
She activated the grenade. She just threw it, just handed it, tossed it to Kirito, and it's he just looks at it, and she's all fucking happy. She just fucking hugs him, and then I don't know, she just fucking hugs him, and then he's all freaking out because it's a grenade, and then they blow up, and then the tournament is over, and everyone's all screaming because it says Kirito and Sinin wins bullet of bullets something number 3 or 4 or something like
I
that.
believe it's 4.
Number 4, I think. Okay, and everyone's all freaking out. It's like, yeah, they did it and shit.
But
And
before that happened, she whispered to Kirito what her real name is and what her dress was. Which is important
I
for
thought you said her dress. I was like, what
no,
is
her
her
address, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
important, which we'll bring up right now.
Yeah. So her friend we barely even said about Shinikawa. It was apparently one of those other Laughing Coughing members, but it wasn't really a Laughing Coughing member. It was a brother of the Laughing Coughing members, which, was gonna kill Asuna if she actually died in the game. So after she finally found out, she's freaking out because this guy's like in love with her, like literally in love with her. It was kind of like a little disturbing, a little. Uh, she gets she got tranquilized by him and stuff, and
Not yet. No, she got threatened to get.
oh, she got
tranquilized.
yeah, that's right. And just fucking, she's trying to leave. She's just getting taken down, and then fucking Kirito is like magically is there, beating him up, even though he's getting beat up too. And then fucking, hold on. So then like she's like, okay, I better help out because he's losing. She does. She hit him with a music box, some stereo, whatever. And before that little part happens, he tranquilized Kirito, but it misses because he's wearing one of those heart things that sees how his heart is rating in the game to see if he's okay or not. And so basically he missed. Which then, at that part, it started to get slow. Right? Yeah, DBZ lost connection. At that part, it started to get slow. But before that, Asuna, like I said, she found out where the hell he is. He's at fucking the hospital. She goes there, she hugs him and all that, and just whatever. So anyways, as we were saying, from that part when he beat up Shinkawa and shit, and Kirito being there, being all awesome and shit, that's where the anime started to, not get it as interesting.
But it should be probably mentioned that Chikawa was like apparently their family owns like a hospital or whatever you want to call it, and he was supposed to go to med school right away, and that's how they had access to like all this deadly shots, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, all the deadly shots and whatever.
So
But
that's how he killed everybody. So pretty much Shinakawa, whoever the fuck that. I don't even care.
Shinikawa.
Shinakawa. I don't even care about him. That's how he killed like all these people.
Yeah. Which we also didn't mention because it doesn't really matter. He was also in Gun Gale Online, but like there's barely any
Yeah, but no one cares about him.
no one ever cares. Yeah.
He's shit.
He was just there. That was really it. So, freak. So after that finally happens, Asuna's now with Kirito learning about what has happened within Gun Gale Online and all that stuff, and including with Kirito himself.
Mm-hmm.
After that, really, just kind of, they just talk about just things that, that's not really as much attention to know about. They fucking introduce her to the other girls at a bar, Dicey Cafe, which was in the last anime, and they explain to her, hey, it wasn't bad and stuff that you did back before. She was all pissed off that he knew and stuff, and then hey, wait, don't leave, because she wanted to leave light away when they were telling her this, and there's somebody that needs to meet you or something. So basically, Kirito kind of just told her that, hey, it's not your fault for somebody you killed because you saved not one but 2 people's other lives, even though one of those people weren't even alive yet. I guess you could say. But yeah, and she never really thought it like that. She always just thought she was just a killer and not a protector. So she was all glad and happy that Kirito did that for her and stuff. And at that part, it's eventually did started getting slow in the anime.
Because it was split up into 3 sections, and we just finished section 1, which lasted about 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Then starts section 2 of Excalibur.
Excalibur. It was that, Excalibur. It's that awesome sword that you get in, like, fairy tale kind of mischief novels. But Excalibur was shown in the last anime, the original, in the very, I think, second to last episode or last episode of the show. That Gitu had the power of domestic control for the whole entire Elfheim Online, because to beat a specific bad guy, I can't say. DBZ's watching the show. So, yeah, so he... I just say he beats the bad guy with Excalibur. So, not really beats him, but whatever. So, after trying to find his stupid Excalibur sword... I'm still fucking coughing. They got the finally sword. They got the sword. But before that, Klein falls in love with this freaking fairy tale-like girl. Don't remember her name. And finding out that she was going to get married to this big-ass fucking King of Giants guy. And then eventually, I forget how, they get the hammer from him. Giving the hammer to the girl gave her the power to become her real self, I'm guessing. Which is Thor. The son of Asgard and all that shit. They even said Asgard in the show. And, after doing that, Klein gets the hammer because of, he wanted to help out, and everybody else thought it was a trap and shit. So, he gets the hammer, regardlessly. And through all that, they thought they would have to give up the Excalibur sword because it was too damn heavy, and the quest would have ended if they couldn't accepted it because the whole place was falling apart.
Yeah.
So, but this is what happened. So this magical fairy person that basically told him about the quest, by the way, told him, hey, yeah, you can have the Excalibur sword because you basically have saved our land or something from the chaos of the snow. So
but
here's
saved all those jellyfish elephant niggas.
Yeah, and then Leafa from the last anime, which he doesn't know about yet. The sister Hakito's like, hey, yeah, let's get my pet jellyfish, fucking elephant flying thing, to help us get off the freaking floating pyramid on the ceiling, and that's what happened. So. They were going to give up the Excalibur sword, but then Sinen's like, no, I'll just shoot it, and we're somehow, like, carry it onto Tonki, the fucking flying elephant jellyfish thing. And that's what happened, which I was like, that was cool and shit.
Yeah.
But they still can't keep the sword until the fairy told her that they can keep the sword.
Then Kirito's like, I don't want the sword. I don't think I did anything. And then Sinen's like, nigga, I'll get that back.
Man. Like, no, you can keep the sword, and every time you use that sword, always think of me. And all the girls got mad at that.
I'll always think of her regardless.
Yeah, so. Oh, yeah, by the way, if you didn't know, Sinen transferred her shit to Alfheim.
And she turns into a hot cat.
She turns into a cat, yeah.
I don't care. I still want her.
I know you do. So that didn't really last long, honestly. It was like, what, 2 episodes, 3?
I believe it was like 4 or 5.
I don't know. And in the very last thing, what's it called?
Section. How do you call it, like, section?
Okay, section of the anime. It was getting to, like, okay, more Elfheim Online stuff. Okay, cool. Like, we don't already have enough of that.
Like, then they start talking like, hey, there's like this one tough swordsman.
There's this tough swordsman, yeah, at this one specific place that is challenging, like, everybody for some god reason. And Asuna's like, I bet Kirito can take him down. And they like, yeah, he actually fought with him already. And like, what? How? It's like some time ago. But Kirito told me, like, he just gave up the fight without even really trying. Said he wasn't his place or something. And then Asuna's like, it's like, what can he have done that he did not want to actually win? So she went to go find out who this player is. And this freaking tough guy player that everyone was thinking. It's not even a tough guy player. It's actually a girl. Except for Liz, she knew. But she doesn't mention it. So, this girl, her name is Yuki. A name I can actually fucking remember. Not some fucking weird
it's
ass.
Yuki.
It is Yuki. Yuuki. Yuki. And basically, they just fought it out, and it was actually pretty badass. And my fucking phone went off. And fucking Asuna and just Yuki just fought it out. It was pretty badass. Kito just witnessing the whole thing. He's like, I'm cool. I know what's going on. I'm tough and shit. And basically, she found the perfect person to help her with her guild to do this boss raid.
Called the Sleeping Knights.
And it was like at least 7 of them. Or 6. And
There's 6 of them, then Asana was the 7th one, because they can only have up to 7.
That's right. So, sorry. So after really doing that, they're like, okay, we need your help to break down this boss raid. And then she's like, she's super smart and intelligent because of Kirito's expertise. She's like, yeah, there's somebody been watching you guys fight the boss.
Well, like, they attempted the boss room once, and then they failed. Like, oh, okay, we'll try next time. They're like, no, someone was watching us, giving away our strategy, like, making sure they can beat the boss. So let's go back in there immediately and go fight that nigga. Because they made a pact that they had to beat it before springtime.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why after the boss.
So after that, really, there was like a whole group of people from some other guild that was going to do the exact same thing in like an hour. And they're like, hey, just wait for you guys. You know, we're just going to do it ourselves. Like, fuck you. And they're like, no, we got to do it now. And they didn't want to get by. So they challenged them all to a fight. And then Kirito and Klein was like, we're going to help you guys out because we know what's going on and shit. And they were like, they just went all berserk and just taking down all the freaking players. And they're like, okay, we're going in and stuff. And basically, they actually take down the boss because they know the pattern of the boss this time. And they win. Their name is on this board, which is really important to them.
They wanted their names and legacies to live on forever.
And yeah, and then she invited them to her house. Not her actual house in real life, but her house in the game. Because they're rebuilding Sword Online within Elfheim Online. So they talk about stuff, and they're like, yeah, she wanted to join the guild, Sleeping Knights, but she's like, no, we can't. We're going to disband in spring.
And they go, oh, that's okay, I'll just join then. And then there's like, no, there's something that they don't want to tell her. She just logs off immediately.
Yeah, and no one said a single thing for like an episode. And in the next episode, they started saying slowly, and then we started to know automatically. And Kito's like, hey, I know where Yuki is and stuff. And she tells her, she goes there, and yeah.
She's sick with AIDS. Like, she's locked up in this machine that, like, she can't really move. She can only, like, be in the game online. And Asana sees that, and she starts getting really sad.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, this is probably the worst part, because it's so damn depressing, and I nearly stopped breathing. Well, not this. I was sad at this part, but the part that's coming up, I nearly stopped breathing because I couldn't. Shit.
So basically, yeah, she was gonna die. We don't know when. She was just gonna die. During the times, Asuna volunteered to take her to school some camera-like way.
The way, like, it's sort of similar to, like, how they wanted, like, they had, like, apparently Kirito and Asana have, like, this little daughter fairy in, like, Elfheim, so they just implemented, like, the same technology for use for Yuki to go around.
Yeah.
And then she went to school, she read out loud at school, she, like, walked around, she saw our old house before she left.
Mm-hmm. So, it was, sad and overall. The very last episode was...
They log in, the very last episode, like, Asana logs in with Yuki for one last time to say one final goodbye, and that was just like, that was the episode where I could barely breathe. I was in the call with them, and I could barely breathe.
But it wasn't just her. Everyone showed up in, like, Elfheim Online, basically. All the fairies were flying around.
Everybody, like, Kirito and friends, the whole people that played it pretty much. And so her legacy would live on. Yuki gave Asana her sword and her 11 hit skill, which is unheard of.
Yep. So that kind of happened, and she, disappeared.
Forever, and then she died.
Yeah.
Then, out of nowhere, like one of the members of the Sleeping Knight, can't remember her name, but apparently she was sick with leukemia, cancer, but then she like magically beat it.
Yep. She magically beat it.
And then she went to meet Asana, and she's like, yeah, and they talked about her, and then shit happened.
Like, yeah, we're gonna make the Sleepy Nights come back and stuff. Um, and then they kind of teased something at the end of the last episode.
Yeah, they did.
So basically, they found out who has made this thing that was part of the original Sword Art Online crew, and that tell you straight up like something's gonna go down, like something's gonna happen. But that is the very last episode in the anime, telling
Yes.
you there's gonna be another anime of
Which
Sword
is,
Art Online.
yeah.
So that's basically it. And his brother is there, I'm guessing, but I don't know. So, fuck, it was pretty intense and shit. So this vlog has been going on for a very long time. There were some things I actually wanted to short it down, but I know there was something I actually wanted to talk about more, which I did. So that's why I went longer. So that's what has happened in Sword Art Online 2. Now, there might be some things we didn't say or some things I just didn't mention because it felt like it wasn't too big. And if you can say in the comment section below, saying, "Oh, this was pretty big in the anime," but we're giving you the overall summarized long version of it to tell you what it's about. So basically, I am now excited to watch the next Sword Art Online whenever that is announced and premieres in Japan. Which I don't know how long it'll take. But it might take 2 years, 3, we really don't know. But for now, I know that I really liked the anime. It was really great. But my overall perspective of Sword Art Online 2, it was really great from the whole episode 1 to about, I guess, 10. I'm guessing. Or something. I don't know. Like, the whole Gun-Gale section, that whole big part of the whole anime, that is where it actually got interesting and the whole excitement happened. Right after that, it felt like it didn't have as much excitement to me. It felt like it was more like 3 or 4 episodes was a filler episodes, and then the rest of the episodes was something, pretty crucial and stuff, but the whole Excalibur thing felt like not necessary in a way, but at least I know they tried making it so they can have some episodes in there.
I mean, the last few episodes were like, with the Sleeping Knights, I actually liked.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I didn't like as much as the Excalibur ones. I felt like they did them
Nah.
better. But my overall perspective on the show, I liked it. Maybe not as much as the original, because it had more action. But I know that the original cuts to like days or months later happening in the show. Like that was like something like okay, but I get why they did it in the original. But I mean, after they did the whole Gun-Gale Online, it felt like it was kind of not as great until the whole Sleepy Nights part, and then that was really it. Like it didn't feel as great. But the anime I liked a lot.
Yeah, so did I. I actually quite enjoyed it.
So,
Actually,
but
it's one of the few animes I actually fully watched now, and I'm trying to rewatch the original.
yeah, but like I said, it didn't feel like it was better than the original in my opinion. Like I said, there was some things I did like about it, but not everything.
But yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, that Sleepy Nights episode where Yuki says her final goodbye, like, I'm not gonna lie, I nearly passed out because I was trying to hold back all the tears and I was choking up, which means less air was coming through my freaking throat, and I nearly was feeling really lightheaded.
Yeah,
It was that bad.
yeah. So, what's your overall review of Sword Art Online 2?
Well, at least at least for me trying to get into anime, like, again, because I barely watch it because I had school, but now I have all this free time and a Crunchyroll account I can. This is a good way for me to get back into it.
So,
Anime watching.
So, what do you give it?
I would have, like, I'd probably rate it high now, but then after I watch the original, I'm probably gonna give it a lower rate. But as of now, I would give it like a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. See, I would give it really kind of an 8 or a little lower, but like I don't know what number.
I don't know. I'll probably the lowest.
Maybe 7.
I'll probably give probably the lowest I'd give is probably like an 8.5 out of 10.
I don't know. Like I'll just maybe just give it a solid 8 because I don't know. It wasn't as great to me as the original, but
I don't know. I'm currently watching the original
because in the original they had to get a lot of aspects from the original to comprehend in this newer one.
Mm-hmm. Which I'll probably fully understand in like a few days once I watch the whole thing.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. That was kind of really my take on the whole thing. I'm not saying it's bad. I really liked it. She didn't feel as great as the original, but it was still over the top great at Gun-Gale, but it slowed down during Excalibur. Went back up onto Sleepy Nights, but it was super sad. But then, they teased for another Sword Art Online.
Yeah, that's pretty much the rundown of it.
So, yeah. And then I already gave the full review way back when I did Sword Art Online, the original, and there was like battles all the time going on.
I know there. Well, yeah.
Like every episode, there's a battle going on. Yeah, it gets slow in like a couple sections of an episode, but then it just goes back up and like, yeah, fight, action, adventure, drama, whatever. I don't know.
So that pretty much does it for Sword Art Online 2 review. Other than
that, so
DJ just brawled we settled and smashed, nigga.
And for the rest of that day, I know it's a very long vlog. I know I don't usually do these very long vlogs. We just played Smash. That's kind of really it.
Every time I'm in like
because we marathoned it from the morning to about 10, 11, whatever times.
Every time I'm in a video with yours, it's always going to be like an hour, close to an hour,
I know.
Regardless.
So, yeah, it felt like it took forever trying to watch all that. So, including there was also ads we had to watch or whatever.
That Audi and stupid Billy Orangutan leg.
Yeah, so we had to watch the ads on Hulu Plus.
You're lucky I can't deport you anymore.
Yeah. So yeah,
seriously, these ads are like the worst. Like, I think I did the math. We watched like 84 ads in total because there's like 4 in each episode, and there's 24. And no, I think it's 96 ads we watched in total.
Yeah. So on Sword Art Online 2, it was great.
Very recommendable.
And then we just played Smash Brothers the whole rest of the night. So.
Yeah.
No, that's kind of really it.
Wait till I come back later for Sailor Moon Crystal review.
Yeah, because we are watching Sailor Moon Crystal, and on my own time, I'll also be watching Devil's a Part-Timer.
And on my own time, I'm watching Sword Art Online, the first one.
Yeah. So, I guess that's really it, everybody. So, recap, Sword Art Online 2, we reviewed it, whole damn thing.
It's great.
Very long. It was great.
It's easily in my top 5 anime, even though I need to watch more anime to even before I can even make a list or claim that.
I know. And we played Smash Brothers for Wii U.
Yeah, nigga.
So, once again, my name's 16 Show. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, the subscribe, leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys for tomorrow for don't know what, but whatever. I don't know what I'm to do. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. And then you'll see this guy eventually someday.
Yeah, I don't know, later. Subscribe to Sovereign, niggas.
You already know about Sovereign. I talked about it several times on the vlog.
I don't care. Subscribe to it anyways. Push it farther. It's like at 53.
53. Anyways, it's going to be it for today. So, once again, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next one, alright? Bye.
Have a nice day, niggas.
Chaos Control!